going in ambulances. I saw him departing as he is also doing health service here right now.
Yes. What's your name?
Malcolm Johnson.
Malcolm.
Yes, sir. Your name?
Yeah.
Derek. Nice to meet you, man.
Well, Sean was in a truck. We had
So
to go
how's the
get
baby?
in his truck and we went.
Good.
Selling it car insurance and stuff?
And all the bridges in Global were log jam. So I like went around and came back.
Oh, it was good, it was good. How you feel, man?
No.
Super cute. Okay. You guys take turns?
Standstill traffic. I went over and
You guys take turns or how do you? Oh, nice. Get some help.
Sean, where's Sean?
Of course.
No, that's what I'm. So this road is now open. So I'm like, all right, you're there. Just run around. So they're just gonna go. There's no way
Just showing off. It's like Michael Jackson hanging the baby off the balcony.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, you got it.
We have pretty much main points that train and the end of that train.
Good to go?
Just say your name for you where to start. Just make sure we're on.
You guys don't want lights or lights? Keep in mind. My name is Steve Poftak. I'm the general manager of the MBTA. Obviously, as you can see directly behind me, we had a train-on-train collision tonight shortly after 6 p.m. We had two trains headed westbound on the B branch of the Green Line, and the trailing train collided with the train in front of it. Right now, we are in the midst of conducting an investigation. Obviously, our first thoughts are with our passengers and our employees who were injured. According to Boston EMS, 23 individuals were transported to the hospital. According to Boston EMS, all were transported conscious and alert. None of them are believed to have life-threatening injuries. Obviously, our first thoughts are with them. And our second thought is obviously turns to an investigation of trying to understand why this happened. We have our safety department on scene currently conducting an investigation. We've also notified our state oversight and federal oversight partners of this incident. We expect that at least our state oversight partners will be on scene tonight, and we'll obviously keep in communication with them about this specific incident. But we will obviously get to the bottom of this. This should not happen, and we will find out why it happened, and we'll ensure that it won't happen again. And then as a tertiary matter, once we're satisfied that we have all the information we need from the scene behind us, we'll begin the process of re-railing the vehicles and also making any repairs to the infrastructure that needs to be made.
I know you guys are still early in the investigation, but we heard some complaints of people yelling at the driver. How much potential blame would there be on driver error at this point?
It is still at a very early stage, and I've done this job long enough to know not to speculate before we have all the facts before us. So we will conduct a thorough investigation.
You just laid out a plan right now. Can you tell us hours, in terms of how everything is going to take? How long can we assume these trains are going to be here? How long can this be closed down, etc.?
I actually can't give you a timeline because we will leave these trains in place until we get sign off from not only our internal safety department but our other partners that they have collected the information they need in order to conduct a thorough investigation. Then we will begin the process of re-railing these trains. So we're prioritizing the investigation and the safety, and then we will once that's been done to our satisfaction, we will begin re-railing the trains. So I can't give you a precise time.
Quick follow-up. Is there any safety on these trains that would prevent something like this? Is this similar to driving a car? Are there mechanisms in place that might keep these trains apart?
There's not a specific mechanism. Obviously, we have drivers and we have several fail-safe layers of braking systems that could be used. Part of our analysis will be what speed was the trailing vehicle driving at, and then were any of these systems activated.
Steve, I know it's under investigation, but is there any indication that the driver suffered a medical issue, was possibly texting, was under the influence. Can you tell us anything about that?
I don't have any information on that right now. The driver was transported to the hospital, and we will be conducting a follow-up, but I don't have any information to share on that right now.
Any indication how fast he or she was going at this initial point? I mean, the impact there is pretty substantial.
Not right now. We don't know. That is information that we expect will come out in the course of the investigation.
What speeds were they?
Trains and what is the speed limit out here? Do you have any idea on that?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I think Joe can probably get
Are
that.
there cameras inside these trains?
I don't believe there are.
What are the possible theories about what could have gone wrong? Mechanical error, operator error?
There's a variety of possible causes. I really don't want to speculate. Again, having been in this position since the beginning of 2019, I've seen situations like this where we think we have a theory early on, and then once we collect all the facts, we learn that it's actually different. So I've really learned not to speculate in situations like
Steve,
that.
aside from distance,
How far apart are the trains?
Substantially further than that. I don't have a precise number. So I don't have a precise number for you.
Steve, to follow up on
What
that,
injuries, the type of injuries? Are we talking broken bones at all?
I would give that to Boston EMS. By the time I arrived on scene, the last person had been transported, so I don't really have.
What conclusions, if any, can you draw?
Investigations. He or she on leave?
They're currently under medical treatment. It's likely that they will be on leave until the investigation is complete.
An investigation can be quite lengthy, right? I mean, there are several agencies involved and a number of things that we looked at, mechanical, the driver,
That's
the
right.
whole 9 yards. I know it's a lot to walk through, but can you give me a brief walkthrough so I listen to understand?
Sure. There'll be an investigation, obviously, by our internal safety department. We'll also work with our state safety oversight partner, the Department of Public Utilities. They'll conduct an investigation as well, and federal partners if they are involved, and also investigation as well.
Steve, I know you
What
said.
conclusions, if any, can be drawn from how?
I mean, I think the only conclusion we can draw is that obviously at some point they became too close together. That's a situation that should not happen. The investigation will dig into why that happened.
Steve, to follow up on that, is there a timing with the trains, how far apart they should be minute by minute, like 5 minutes apart? Is there a regulated kind of a time frame they should be traveling?
We have a typical set of headways, the distance we try to keep between trains so that we've got enough trains well spaced out to serve our passengers. I don't know the B branch or the Green Line number off the top of my head. But
Construction anything to do with this on the other side of it?
again, it's too early to say. I don't, I surely don't want to speculate at this point.
Steve,
When
I know
was the
in
last-
the past that you've seen accidents like this in the past. What kind of causes have you seen that in the past that could potentially cause something like this?
Again, I think you're asking me to speculate here, and I really don't want to do that. If we could just
When
stick
was the last time a train collision happened with the MBTA?
the last time a train collision happened, I actually don't know that, but I think Joe could probably get that.
Are the trains derailed right now? Did they come off the tracks, any of their trolleys?
We believe as a condition of the accident, they at least several of them have now derailed. So that will be part of not only the investigation, but that'll be part of the work to clear the scene
Are the tracks
as
damaged?
well. There is significant damage to infrastructure, so that's part of what we're also going to have to repair.
Have these
because
trains-
it's gone over, so I think we're
All right,
gonna-
guys, thank you.
Thank
these
you,
trains-
everyone.